Hey everybody, this video is to help get our traders situated that are using Menthor Q on TradingView, that are premium members at Menthor Q, and how to set up the indicators and basically use this document to quickly plug in your numbers during the day, intraday and or just one time a day. But you don't have to keep typing these in. You can have these specific ones, and I'll give you my specific list, what I'm looking at, and then a couple of cool ideas on them. So let's get going. Again, this document is made, I've modified Patrick's version from Menthor Q and told them I'm going to be making this here. And this, again, is available to our traders in our room. And what you're going to do, another beauty about this setup is I'm using 4 boxes. So if you have basic accounts, this came up to, through one of our traders, said, hey, I only have a basic account, I can only put 4 indicators. That's fine. Now we've taken care of that. And you can do that with this setup. And you'll pretty much have all your good futures that you need, your Mag 7s and all the indexes and ETFs. So let's get started here. I'm going to pull up an indicator. Obviously, you've already went and downloaded and set all that up. You're going to pull one of the premium indicators. Okay, you're going to hit that. This is going to get a little bit, might get sloppy with real estate space, guys, because I don't have much when I'm squeezing on one screen. Right? So one of the key things you're going to do is use this query bot for the Discord. Now this may run over through the new year because they're doing so many things with other collaborations and APIs on their platform that I'm going to have to try to squeeze this in somehow, guys. 1 second. Yeah, so this might be the routine through the end of the year to the beginning of the year. In fact, although they're even already migrating some things into their dashboard, I might still be just okay with doing it this way, because I got it down so quickly it doesn't bother me. So you're going to have a total of 4 indicators when you're done. It's going to be 3 of the premiums and 1 blind spot. So we just attempting to put in 1 premium indicator. What are we doing? I grabbed, as I said, I'm going to copy this right here, this line, and it's all done, so there's going to be no errors. Okay, when you go inside the Discord query bot, and you're going to go into the query bot section and just type that in, it's going to give you all those codes. Okay, you're going to go ahead and grab them. You're going to paste that in line 1. That's it right there. And you're just going to keep doing this. This is the end of day futures. And because limitations in each box that you can do, this is why we're using the different lines. You probably already all know that. Right, so here's that. Apply it. Now, because I use a 2-screen system, this actually ended up here. I should have been off this screen. And then when you're done, you're going to go ahead and go add this to entire layout. So now I have this and I have a copy here. And as I keep making them over here, I'm just going to copy it over there. When I have to redo them, I'll show you how you redo them. You just delete them off all one side and then just fill in the new numbers on the other side. And you're going to do the same with the intraday one, which is the 4th box. So let me go ahead now and set up another premium indicator here. And it's going to ask me for this set of stuff. So I put in all my intraday futures, so you can do this once a day. At the end of the other day, the same day, you can put in all these ETFs and these blind spots. You don't really have to mess with these, but maybe do them one more time in the morning before the market open. And then this last box, so I'm going to pause here and I'm going to speed through these and put them all on and then come and show you some techniques. This last box is going to be if you want to do your intraday updates. They've now added intraday scans where about 6 times a day it updates through the day. The indexes, gamma levels, exposures from dealers will move, and especially on stocks, ETFs, not on futures. So you can scan these right away on box 4. I'm going to go and do the rest of these boxes. I'll come right back and show you how we're doing that. And a quick note, remember on the number 3, we're using the blind spot indicator. Okay, so just go on indicator and pick the blind spot one, not the level premium. You need this blind spot one. So you're going to click that. It's going to open up. Now you'll put in these, go and grab these queries from here, right here, these 3 queries, and you're going to put these in one by one inside the query bot in Discord. Put them in each input here. Come back, and then we're going to grab a premium indicator, and we're going to grab all this information. Then I'm going to have a discussion with you. Again, every time you put one here, copy it to the next screen. I like to use dual screen because sometimes I like to look at simultaneously the VIX or one of the Mag 7, whatever is leading the market that day separately, away from the indices when we're trading futures. All right, so I'll be back. Guys, note, I had a space in here and it was an error and I was not getting my blind spot lines, okay? So, when you copy from the query bot, make sure that it's going in nice and clean and you've deleted every little other prior dot line, every item. Otherwise, I've got that inquiry too from people saying they can't get their lines to work. That's an issue because I just had it right now. My BL lines were missing and I had a space in here. So just make sure that you don't do that. Again, now go there. You're done with those. Add this into the entire layout. So this side is going to get the same copy anyway of what I'm doing here. I just do that job one time. The last thing I got to do is add one more premium. And now these are going to be intraday lines that I'm going to be putting. So that's going to be these set right here. This 4. I'll go ahead and just grab them here right now with you guys. And I'm just putting them here into the Discord off the screen so I don't keep losing screens, guys. We'll finish this one pretty quick. So I'm grabbing all of those queries, SPX through DIA, putting them in there. And then I'm grabbing the other set. These are, you see the query is TS list intraday tickers. It gives you all of this data. All this data needs to go inside there, and then obviously I have times above there that you see that is in central time. For me, you could adjust it to your time. You need to adjust it to your time. It's not an option. And then maybe set an alarm at your desk, and then every so often when that alarm goes off, you can come in and do your intraday queries to the robot and get your updates for all the stocks, ETFs, and indexes. And lastly, I got this. So then we're going to talk about in a second here some of the cool stuff I'm learning from these guys. Amazing, like market secrets, will blow your mind kind of info that I guarantee you many even institutes don't know about this stuff. So what it is now that I've done that, let me put Discord aside over here. And I got this window, right? Kind of do this 3/4 thing. Now, we got NQ over here. And most of the day we've chopped up through here. Now, you guys know that, I trade auction market theory using volume profile, initial balance is a key core concept. Looking real quick at macro time frame where we are from balanced out of to imbalance to back to balance. But I come back in, I'm looking intraday, what's going on, our prior day session profile, ETH session profile, our initial balance, and where we are relative to that. That's very important to me, and also because also my tail end is bookmap. All right, so nothing changes there, but adding this as confirmation. And so when we have chop days like we have today, and it gets a little bit loose in auction market theory, and you miss these bottom IBs, and you can't get there, and you can't get up here and above there, and stuff like that, you have really nice reasons to get on the insides of and the outsides of these little ranges. When we came in today, the first thing we were saying is, man, NQ is going to chop up. Not to overextend this video, for fundamental reasons, news events coming out later in the week, markets holding its breath, about to digest some information. So we knew that. So we didn't expect to get completion moves. I had a short here first thing in the morning, all the way it came back against me. Then went longs, shorts all over the place today. It's just messy. But here's the deal. Now let's go back. And I want to talk about some of these amazing things these guys teach. Patrick comes up with this. Steve is replicating it. So inside of your list, wherever you have a particular market, here's some auto conversion tools. I was doing the ratios. Now following Patrick, I'm going back to just doing auto ratio because I don't have too much of the time. I have to rely on. So wherever you have this piece of information, you want to convert it over to that. Okay, so if I downloaded this information in one of those other indicator, I can't just put it in this specific one. This is my intraday one. Per se. So if I want to, I know that intraday, in my intraday list, I have the Mag 7 stocks, and I have some of these updating ETFs and stuff. I'm going to keep updating here intraday. And by the way, I forgot to Don't ever rush. Add this to the entire layout. Now this has it too. So the intraday ones, say I want to do I want to convert sorry guys. I want to convert, let's say, ES to YM. That's a good one. So I'm looking, let's say, at YM. Now, YM doesn't have a lot of option data. They got the DIA and they got the, and that's it. So what a lot of these guys are doing is they're saying, okay, you know what? Let's use convert ES information. And in this case, I download the specific contract. So grab your specific contract to YMZ. Okay, and we're looking at Dow. Right, now take a look at what happens. Should happen. Did I check it off? No, I didn't check it off. So we got the ES Z contract. Okay, and I want to convert it over to YM. So I want the ES levels basically on YM levels, right? And I mean, this is how some of these guys are killing it and making money. All right. All right, so let's zoom this up. You basically have a call resistance 0 DTE on the ES contract converted over to the Dow Jones. Somebody in the group sold this off, Trader Steve, and then he covered. And I saw this going up, and I scalped part of it with three contracts of micros up. Got out, went to lunch with the wife. This was around lunchtime, and you could see it's just been playing around off the HVL level. Once it broke, HVL is like a big trigger level. It just gets volatile, right? The product goes from positive gamma to negative gamma state. So because it's a little bit loose, just like NQ, you know, it needed to put the brakes on before it picked back up off this put support. So you have a one-day min here even. So if it slipped down under you, here's another place you could have entered and take a reversal. So just amazing ideas. So what you can do again is you can do stuff like crossover, for example. You know, you want to see maybe the day is being led by Meta. You know, Facebook. If you look at the Mag 7 on my list, most of the day Tesla's been diverging away, but Meta is like a power player. The day has been keeping the positive gamma in a positive side, right? So if I want to maybe look at Meta, because that information is in this level indicator, you want to go to the conversion in here. Otherwise, you're going to say you're having complications. And I figured this out just by doing it. So you can say, hey, you know what? I want to put Meta. I want to look at Facebook's levels. And hopefully this works fast and doesn't make me look, you know, just nothing's perfect when you need it on the fly sometimes. This December contract, right, of NASDAQ. So now let's move up to NASDAQ, December contract. And if I'm not mistaken, we should have, Meta levels here. So there's GEX levels here. See, for Facebook, this is their option chain. That's also loaded on here. In between, of course, the put and call resistance that we've been kind of just fading in and out of today, making a few shekels. You also have now your Meta. So you could do the same thing with Amazon, whatever. So let's go back to that, you know, and I just want to see maybe, hey, you know, or Tesla's really on the downside today. So what do we have? Just go here, and on this side, here we'll add Tesla to NQ. And again, if you download the data with the direct month, make sure you're doing everything direct month versus the continuous months. And let's see here if we can pull some of Tesla's information, their option chain information, basically on an overlay onto NQ to see if you can find some major areas where like market, is a good guarantee. You have like double, triple confirmation relative to your other trading, right? So you have a BL2 here that popped up on top of a call resistance. You can see that we haven't broken over this at all yet today. Very little, very little. But if it pops up, here, you know where to go. Put support here. You have Facebook here. And I don't want to see anything of Tesla till way down there. So, you have Tesla zones way down here, which is it's not significant for today. But a lot of the times, if you keep your eye on this, Patrick and those guys there in their room, they'll find sometime right in the face, in the tracks of price, there'll be one of those levels. So you got to you have to be pretty with it. You got to be creative, okay? And think outside the box. And you can do stuff like that. Again, like, you'll be using most of the time like IWM for the Russell. Because again, Russell and Dow don't have a lot of option chains. They're not as heavy and thick as NQ and ES. NQ and ES, they have things like the QQQ and the SPX. But so for things like RTY, small caps, and the Dow Industrials, you're going to need to overlay IWM. You'll need to do DIA. I don't know where we lost our DIA into Dow, for example. So Dow, you could be looking and saying, okay, fine, it's showing you ES level, but obviously you want to know the DIA levels. So say here, right? Yeah. Go ahead and check that off. So it's going to be by default in here, right? Pick the December month. And you should be getting that here. There you go. So, where price turned around over here, we have the GEX3 DIA, 0 DTE put support on the ES, went up. 0 DTE turned around, picked up GEX2 both on ES and DIA, which is Dow Industrial, the ETF. And, and that's about it. And, every day you're going to get about this kind of behavior move. In the last few days, look at that, what you got out of Dow. So, did not expect, for me, I did expect a rotation because the way you see these patterns, how it flags, Dow will go and it'll flag like that. Once it did this, I'm like, that's a flag, I'm out. And plus, additionally, I was looking at the profile and I said, well, we're coming back in out of a range. So if I'm a profiler, this was not supposed to be a trading review video, guys. And we see out of yesterday's range, we dropped out and we kicked into volatility. As we came in, usually there'll be a rejection out of that range. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, multiple things. I'm looking at the auction. Wait, before I go into a trade and start looking into Bookmap and managing that way, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at GEX. That's my roadmap to getting into a trade. And then, only then, I'm going into Bookmap and using levels. So Friday, we're going to have, a webinar on Menthor Q's YouTube. It's an unofficial Bookmap thing. I cannot claim that it's officially approved by Bookmap. So for those of you that are watching this video following now ahead of time, just come join us. But know that whatever I'm going to show on Bookmap is not approved by Bookmap. They will maybe after the New Year's let us do something together as a co-sponsor, but at the moment, it's holidays. Everyone's moving around. There's legalities. So that's what I got going on, guys, for you guys, how to set up this. So again, now what you're going to do, lastly, trying to limit the time here, guys, you're going to come in on the intraday one and just go into your query bot thing here on this Discord, right? And, plug in just those 4 lines. That's all you need. It's nothing. It's just these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's going to adjust these levels because, again, stocks and indices, their gamma levels move during the day because dealers reposition. So when dealers reposition, we can actually get that data and see and get a different edge, right? Instead of having static GEX levels, then you'll be able to have something dynamic throughout the day, just like how volume profile is a developing system, isn't it? So, it's profile developing at price, volume traded at price during a session. So then you can gauge that. Same thing with GEX. It's the flow of the options world, and with that you put it together your risk plan and you trade, make some money, guys. So That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. This document, and this is for you to get creative, okay? This is a sample auto conversions, what you can do. Think outside the box. Some of the stuff is natural, right? You're going to get USO options for the crude oil contracts. You're going to use IBIT, which is a new one for, this is a very impressive one, guys. Hold on. I must show this to you. Hold on. Where's our list again? Where is our IBIT? So you want to go and make sure, where is your IBIT? So box 2. In indicator 2, I want to convert IBIT. I'll just select this and I'll pick IBIT. It's a new option trust ETF for Bitcoin at NASDAQ. And I want to go ahead and just pick MBT, the December contract of Bitcoin. Okay, and let's go ahead and select Bitcoin. I have it in my futures section, and you'll be able to see now, guys, some pretty interesting levels, right? We had a good put support that was a good swing trade area. If you wanted to swing trade this stuff, back at the end of November, right before Thanksgiving, we've gone all the way up to call resistances, fought it off, come back up, call resistance again. IBIT, look, lo and behold, you can't make up this information, sold off. So this could be your swing trades. Pulls back to 0 DTE call resistance, sells off. Okay, so, you know, again, you can't just make this stuff up. This is another thing I wanted to share with you guys is what we learned from the guys. They have a full support system. I have my support system at New Wave Trading, so I'm just introductory, doing extra bit of third-party coaching, pushing you guys to get to use the same tools that I use. Use your mapping tools, learn your volume profile, learn your auction tools, learn your GEX levels. You're obviously going to have costs incurred in this part of the business, but this is what you do to every day have a good edge over everybody else. Be on the side where the institutes are, be on the side where the order flow is. And then and only then, when we come in, I'll show you guys then on Friday when we do that, our order flow, right? You know, you're going to get into the weeds of things. And that's your order flow. This is all the delta orders that are happening, buy versus sell, bid versus ask, whatever the hell you want to call it. And we're able to then pick up the momentum on price of the buying and selling pressure. And then also look at liquidity for targets. I mean, I'm using a filtration here on NQ. We can see where participants have been and are currently before. Past, present, potential, future, right? You know, this is future intention, but we don't know. But all we know is if we look in the past is where they've been. Let me put this on ES so it's a little bit clean. Here's your S&P 500. And we're just looking what's in our way, what obstacles are in our way. Do we have momentum? Who's absorbing who? I don't pay much attention to icebergs because their plan is usually 2-3 days long. Example, price sells off, gets over, look at the liquidity here. This is strong potential buy support. Doesn't mean that they always want to get filled. Price pushes away. Why? Because they couldn't sell into it anymore. There was too much demand down there. And so this is the kind of stuff we're going to talk a little bit more about in another video. I really pushed this video from one thing to another, as usual. Everybody, thanks for watching. Goodbye. We'll see you another time.